Let's jump right into it. How I snuck into Airrack's VIP after party. Right as we get up there, there's like a VIP check-in. Uh-oh. There's a VIP check-in at the top of the stairs and the escalators? That's not good. I'm not gonna lie, Nationers, this mic is like right in my face like every single time that I do this podcast. I don't know if I should do the podcast like this, but then I kind of feel like I'm pulling like a news anchor type of vibe. I do like it like right in front of my mouth, but maybe if this were like this, if this were like this, I would be like immensely happy, which it's not like impossible for me to do. It's just like maybe not it as of right now. I have like a stand that this thing could sit on and just like kind of sit here, but then you can't see what's over here. Not to mention Sal, Nation, welcome back to another episode of The Realest Podcast, episode 52, banner right behind me. I hope you guys are having a lovely day. First of all, thank you guys so much for watching today's video because I want to talk about some special behind the scenes action of what happened at Airrack's pizza party, the VIP after party, and my time in LA. So that's what a lot of this podcast is going to be because I haven't really shared much of what was going on down in LA. I've written out pretty much everything that has happened up to a certain point where it will just be what happened. Because I at least wanted to give some precedent, a little bit of stuff like that. But for the most part, Nationers, thank you guys so much for being here. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Again, let's jump right into it. How I snuck into Airrack's VIP after party. That's the story. How did I do it? How did I, Jared Hathaway, sneak into this after party? Did I Airrack my way into an Airrack event? I just might have. Well, today I'm here to tell that story. If you guys don't know who Airrack is one of the biggest, fastest growing creators on YouTube as of today. I started watching him. We've had a long history of not only meeting him, being a creator now. I just was on a podcast where I shared the story of how I sold $10,000 from him. So, you know. There's a rich story there. If you guys watch Airrack, you guys obviously know a lot of, the people that are in the videos. I was even in one myself. Also, I did get rid of the extension cord here. I don't know. I just wanted to mention that. The slinky stuff. There's nothing on the desk other than things from like the pizza party event and things that I need for the podcast. But sorry, let's just jump right into it. Let's get back on track at least. So Airrack, creator with now over 10 million subscribers. He had promoted like, hey, if we hit 10 million subscribers by the end of the year, we'll throw the world's largest pizza party. Now, in addition to that, there's a kind of a few things that are on the agenda to complete. First of all, it's hitting 10 million subscribers, which he did. But then not only that, I gotta burp. I'm so sorry. Oh, man, these podcasts get me, man. Not only that, how and where are they going to do this pizza party? Are they going to try and break a world record? Are they going to try and build like the largest pizza? Which both are very true, but I think when he was promoting them, it was like they were going to be the same thing. Like they'd make the world's largest pizza and then we'd eat a slice of that pizza. That's kind of how I thought it would go. Like, I imagined it as this giant pizza sitting in a giant room, us just in a line, and us just getting a slice of that pizza. That's really all I thought this was going to be. But he did mention that there was going to be a party and that there was going to be another world record that they're going for, which is where the VIP party was going to be at, where they're building the world's largest pizza, which, in fact, they did do. However, slight bummer. I made a video on this talking about my time at the pizza party, which if you guys want to go check that out, make sure to go check it out. I'll leave it in the description for you guys to check. But there was a pizza party at SoFi Stadium, at the YouTube Theater at SoFi Stadium, and unfortunately, they did not quite reach that. Even if they did, there would. Either way, just go watch the video. There's a very funny twist at the very end of how we didn't get it, but it wouldn't have really mattered anyways. So, with that in mind, you guys probably just want to know how I snuck in. So, me and my friend Dane, Dane I've known for about a year and a half. His also friend Jeff, who I had met, who we were all staying in a in an Airbnb. Not too far from the stadium, like 2.5 mile walk. It was like super easy. Like I ran to there and from the day of just to kind of see how many people were there. Went back, did my 5th day of cold showers while I was at the Airbnb after my run. And then I got ready to go over to the YouTube party, right? So some quick things. Dane and Jeff were both trying to do volunteer stuff. Dane was like for sure volunteer. I had became a volunteer, but it didn't really matter if like you probably could have showed up and volunteered anyways because they needed it. Dane got an all access pass. Boom, bada bing. He's kind of in. He was doing like a video where he stole Airrack's glory belt, and that's basically that. So he was trying to surprise Airrack with the glory belt. That was that. Jeff didn't get in, unfortunately, as a volunteer, so he was just kind of in line, it seemed like. So there's that. Also, a friend, Gabe, and his girlfriend, Haley, we had gone to Dobrik's the day before. Sorry. And we had, they had a car. So with that noted, car, Dane is a volunteer. I had like a certain ticket that got me like guaranteed inside the pizza party. All that aside, didn't really matter. I had met a few people, I had talked to a few people, and I was pretty confident that, like, we were going to maybe try and meet Eric, right? Like, it would be kind of cool. We got to meet some people that we knew from, like, Creator Now. And I don't know if I'm doing a good job at telling the story. So after the pizza party, I like have everything written down, but I feel like this story isn't as good as like what I'm saying. But then I also feel like this story is not as good as what I wrote. So regardless, key points: Dane, volunteer. Haley and Gabe have a car. Okay. I also had worked for Creator Now, but there's one important person that I, right as I landed in LA the day before. I landed at like noon. Our Airbnb doesn't really open up until like 4. So I was just like sitting at the airport filming, actually editing a little bit of a podcast clip. And then beyond that, I was then, I was like, okay, well maybe like I was like, I'm not taking an Uber from here all the way to the, Airbnb because it's $55. Like I will just walk. And he's like, well, if you go to this In and Out, it's like super cheap. It's like $9. I was like, okay, that's like not bad. So it wasn't too bad, but I like posted on my story, and Justin, somebody who I had known, who works for Creator Now, who also is somebody that I've known for a very long time. He was like, "Yo, dude, like, what's your plans? Like, I just got here. I'm not really planning on going anywhere until like 3:30." And he was like continuing on where he's like, "Well, I'm quite hungry." I was like, well, if you want to meet me at this In and Out, like I'm walking to it right now and whatnot. We put my bags in his car. We talk. We went over to the theater. Justin plays a very important role in this story. Kind of like one of the main pieces. Like like imagine a puzzle, but without the picture. He was the picture. Like we had a solution to this, right? So after Airrack's pizza party, and again, if you want to see the behind the scenes, go check out the video. It explains everything about what it was like. If you've seen his video, he doesn't really talk about it, so you might have seen other people's videos on it. But regardless, I share my honest opinion of what the pizza party was like. Young Gravy surely did not steal my mom, which is good because he was also performing there, and my mom was also not there. So luckily, he didn't steal my mom. In addition to that, we're talking to people, we're just trying to like, mingle with other people. I see like Jesse from the Nelk Boys. He was just like casually just walking through the YouTube theater. I don't know what was going on. He was just there. And we're like waiting outside. Dane and Jeff are like talking to this guy. Gabe and Haley are like, oh, we're like, well, we have nothing planned. We like want it. We would like to try and maybe get into the after party. The main goal was trying to get to the after party before this bus, this VIP bus that was heading from the YouTube theater all the way to the pizza, the world's largest pizza, the VIP after party. Now, I didn't know what to expect. I was thinking like it was going to be like, you know, there was going to be like stuff there that I would not want to drink, and totally not what I thought what it was going to be. And it was simply just like them baking the world's largest pizza and then just like people vibing, connecting and whatnot. Like, I'm not going to lie. Justin was our only savior, as well as Gabe and Haley with a car. Okay. They were like our only savior here. Luckily, I think I played my cards right in this case to get in, because we figured out from Justin where the pizza party was at. Not only that, we knew it was at the convention center. We didn't know what hall it was in, so I looked up like a map, and we're like, oh, like, and I'm like, oh, let me text Justin, like, what hall is it in? He's like, Hall G. And I was like, okay, we're in like the complete wrong building. We found there was also like an LA Lakers game going on at the same time, so like parking was very expensive. I mean, it was $25. It wasn't like expensive, but it was like, there's no parking downtown in downtown Spokane that's $25. At most, any event, it's $20. LA's a little bit different, okay? So with that in mind, right? With that in mind, we we figured out that we were on the wrong like building with like the wrong hall. So we hop over to the other side. We see that there's these sliding doors that open up. There's a security guard, like nice little old lady. Like, if we ran, she's not catching us. We didn't run. We, like, kind of walk it all staggered, though. And they're like, oh, do you guys know where you're going? We're like, yeah, we're going to Hall G. She's like, oh, yeah, you have credentials? I'm like, yeah, he was a volunteer. We're like, I mean, we're all volunteers. Wrong card played, but right move, right? It didn't get us busted. We didn't die. We're not like a Pokemon. We didn't die. So we walk up, and right as we get up there, there's, like, a VIP check-in. Uh-oh. There's a VIP check-in at the top of the stairs and the escalators? That's not good. So we just kind of like all like armadillo, and we circle up. And they're like saying something. I like look, I'm like, okay, there's got to be a way in, right? There's got to be a way in. I was like, what happens like if we go check into the VIP? I didn't really think about it too much, but I just saw like a guy who was checking in. His name was Jacob Hinga. I known him for creator now for like the past year and a half, as long as I've known anyone else that I've known. A year and a half. I see him getting his wristband on, and I was like, dude, Jacob. So I walk over towards him, like beeline myself right to the entrance. And I was like, Jacob, what's good? How are you doing, man? So nice to meet you. And not like a fan, but like somebody that has known. He's like, dude, what's up? How are you? Like, did you fly down for the event? I was like, yeah. I'm like, did you go to the pizza party? And like right as all this conversation's happening, the four others, so there's Haley and Gabe, who I went with, and then Dane and Jeff. I forgot to mention, it's all five of us. And they just all like walk up, and then this lady just starts putting blue wristbands that we needed to get in. And literally just like a brilliant move on both fronts. I just saw Jacob. I was like, okay, here's like a connecting point in. They like kind of picked on, but I didn't want to be like, hey guys. And I wasn't really thinking of it at the time, but like brilliant move by their part to walk up and be like, oh yeah, Dane like literally puts out his wrist, and me and Jacob are still talking. I like put out my wrist, and I'm like, dude, I'll see you inside and whatnot. I'm like, oh, thank you. And then walk in. Holy crap. Like my heart racing and whatnot. And there's like other people who weren't supposed to be there that like snuck in, but it's like, I mean, it wasn't like the biggest deal that we snuck in. Like there was other people that kind of got in. And like, if anything, I could have just like called up somebody that was in and been like, yeah, they're with me. You know, like it would have been pretty easy, to be honest. Like it would have been very easy, to say the least. So essentially we kind of like air-racked our way into an Airrack event, in a way, just with a little less confidence, but a lot of charisma to get in. That was kind of it. And once we're in there, there were people inside of this event that I thought I'd never meet in my entire life. Okay? Can you guess who was in the after party? Can you guess? Well, I'd imagine you didn't think it was going to be Jason Nash or Susie from the Vlog Squad or Josh Richards or who? Graham Stephan? Graham Stephan was at the VIP party. I'm like, who? Like, what? That made no sense. Graham Stephan was at the VIP after party. I got to talk to him. I was telling him about how I got back into like Jeanette McCurdy and a lot of the stuff that she's doing because of his podcast. And not only that, got back into iCarly as like grown up now as I am. Got back into like a little bit of iCarly, and then also started reading her book, and then, talked about like, hey, I used, you watched the videos as I was turning like 18 and whatnot. Super awesome to see that, you're here. Nice meeting you. Grabbed a picture and whatnot. And that was a wild shocker. That was a wild shocker. So, all in all, that was kind of that. And I didn't really know what to expect when I kind of like got in there. I just knew that there was going to be just like stuff to do. There was people to talk to that I knew and whatnot. And, I basically just kind of like mingled around and whatnot, and, got to meet a lot of people that I hadn't ever met or haven't even seen. And, that was basically just kind of that. And it was just like a wild time at the VIP after party. A lot of people kind of started dying down at like a 12, like almost 12, but then maybe it was like 12:30. But then one of the main people that was running the thing, Carly, had to kick us all out because they weren't going to like babysit us until like the pizza was done. The pizza got done at like maybe 5 a.m. But at the same time, it was like, it was like, they're not going to watch us for another 4 hours. There's not much to do. I mean, there was cornhole, there was like pizza, there was, beverages, and there was like people to talk to. There was drinks, they had caricatures going on. I thought you had to pay for the caricature, so I didn't go get a caricature, which is really just funny because like at an after party, like they're probably just paid for like a full thing and some, but I didn't get one, unfortunately. Besides the point. I mean, this is like a week and a half ago, so it's not like blurry, but it is also like blurry at the same time. It's almost actually like 2 weeks ago now that I'm recording it. But for the most part, like I had a ton of fun there. There was a lot of, I guess there kind of was things to do, kind of not things to do. Like the bathroom was kind of far. But then there was also, I really want somebody to talk to, man. I don't know. I want a co-host. It's not going to be Sal, but I would like a co-host on this podcast, man. I really would. I really, really would. I want my sister to be it. So can you comment down below, Caitlin, for the co-host, or something along the lines of like, Caitlin should be the next co-host or the new co-host. Because that'd be actually kind of fun. That'd be actually really, really fun. So that's kind of that. And yeah, the rest of the trip was pretty long. We had met up with like another guy who volunteered the next day. Kind of wild. I also went to my friend's podcast. I also went to like this podcasting event, which wasn't a podcaster event. It was like a whole bunch of producers and people who work in television and media and people who are years beyond my time. And like somebody who does like project management for ESPN and Apple. Like I don't belong there. I don't belong there. I'm somebody who does Spartan races, who does like running, mountain biking, outdoor trail running. I'm that type of guy. Plays basketball, plays a little bit of video games, streams every day except Sunday, does a podcast, makes some videos. That's who I am. I do not want to associate. I don't feel like I need to associate with those people. It's nice talking to them, but it became very apparent that I was just sitting in a chair all by myself and just, scrolling Instagram or scrolling, I don't know, just something, just really something. Because as things started down, there was like a whole lot of people that I didn't really need to talk to or feel to talk to. There's a fan people that I bounce around conversation wise, but yeah. It was, let's just say it was a wild time down in LA. I feel like I didn't do this story justice. I mean, I meant to record this last week, but I was so caught up with all the other things that were going on that I just didn't record this, and I sincerely apologize for like not getting a podcast out when I like fully could have, but I like didn't at the same time. Yeah, it's just, I don't know. I don't know. I wish there was something a little different about maybe the recording schedule. However, I'm glad to tell this story. I Yeah, it was really hard saying goodbye to Dane. It was really hard saying goodbye. Dane had got me like a new position, making TikTok ads, which was really awesome. I made my first dollar, not my first dollar, my first $28.11 from it. But it does have potential to be a lot more in the future as long as I continue doing it. So hopefully by the time I go to bed tonight and wake up in the morning, things would have refreshed to see what my new amount would have been. Because unfortunately for everything, I haven't been door dashing because of that. And I've been kind of just like in my head just about a lot of things going on. So it's been kind of like I've been doing this, doing that, and just need to kind of hone in and focus in, you know? But I've been still really happy with things that have been going on. I really like this podcast because it allows me to like say stuff that's on my mind, right? Like, it is the realest podcast. I want to be real with you guys. You know, there are things going on, you know, in all of our lives. I'm working on this album, and this is something that I wanted to touch on. I'm working on an album this entire month of February. And you know how I was talking about, you know, I was kind of scrolling social media and, you know, there's just a lot of stuff going on, right? This entire month, you know, it's kind of like a no social media type of month, unless I'm like sharing stuff a part of the album or a part of the process or just things of that nature. So that's what I'm kind of working on. That's kind of what I'm working on. And I'm really, really excited for it because this album, I had the idea in March of 2021. And I've been just working on it ever since. And there's songs that have been in the works for like 3 years or almost 3 years. And then, you know, songs that were, you know, finished last May. And I was going to try and get it out in August, going to try to get it out in December. It didn't happen in both those months. And now I've just been like, okay, it's time. I am working on this album. I am finally able to record it. And I'm going to get it out. So that's what I'm doing. And yeah, that's kind of everything going on. Like, yeah, it's just been wild. Like, financially, it's been very rough because, like, not only DoorDash in January is like drier than Death Valley. Don't expect to make a whole lot of money if you're a DoorDasher or a third-party delivery driver in the month of January. Everyone likes to save money. Everyone already spent a ton of money back in December when Christmas came around and New Year's came around. Not only that, people just kind of collide with that. So they're like, you know what? I don't want to spend any more money. They want to save money and they don't want to spend any money. Save, no spend, and don't spend even more. So a lot of things are very dried up in January. And it kind of sucks. I'm not going to lie. It kind of sucks for a lot of delivery drivers like myself, because like for me and probably most other drivers, they want to, how do I put this? How do I put this kindly? They want to work more. That's not even a rude way of saying it, but they want to work more, right? They want to make more money, but people aren't spending more money. So there's like a trade-off there, right? There's a higher demand for the amount of supplies, and the orders become less. You get less orders, and when I mean like you get a lot of less orders, you get lower pay and just less orders. So it's like, it's a double whammy, right? It's like every delivery driver's worst nightmare. But it slowly kind of ramps up throughout the year. And then like June, it kind of, and then it goes back, whatnot. This podcast has been all over the place. I wish I came in with a little bit more of a plan, but there is some stuff that I would like to at least touch on. And I feel like I touched on a few things, such as the door dashing, the new position with TikTok stuff, and then the entire trip down to LA, which I kind of summarized, which I kind of feel bad because I really wanted to use this podcast to do it. But I don't know. I feel like it's a lot easier to like bounce off. So I beg Caitlin in the comments, okay? And if you're a part of our nation or Discord, I'll leave that in the comments too, okay? Let Caitlin know she should be the new co-host on this podcast. It could help her while she's, you know, in school, and she can make a little bit of money, okay? She can make a little bit of money. Just a little bit of money for her, okay? So, yeah. With that, I do want to talk about one thing that's going on in the YouTube sphere that I wanted to at least talk about Prime Energy Nationers. You guys, Prime Energy and Prime Hydration, the beverage company, just dropped a brand new line. I'm putting it next to its competitor. Very funny. Just dropped a brand new line of energy drinks with a brand new flavor called Strawberry Watermelon, which I have not tried yet, which I will try. But in addition to that, they just dropped their energy drinks. This is not it. This is their hydration drink. And they just signed a multi-year contract with the UFC to become the official sports drink of the organization. What? That is crazy. This drink officially came out on like January 3rd of 2022. It is one of the fastest growing drinks probably of like all time. Like, it is wild. And I don't know if a lot of influencers, not even influencers, I don't like the word, but a lot of like content creators, I don't know if a lot of their products get enough like, what is it? How, like, recognition in like the modern world. Like, parents now know what Prime is, because Christmas just happened. And, a lot of people from the world of sports, are beginning to know what it is. People who obviously follow Logan Paul and KSI know what this drink is. If you don't, here it is. This drink looks very blue. I don't remember it being this blue. Do you remember being this blue? I have no idea. Is my mic even recording? It is. Okay. I just had like this slight concern that it wasn't recording for some reason. I don't know. Today has just been kind of like a long day. My freaking keyboard laptop, like when I type S, it types like SFDFD, and then when I type G, it types G and then 2 backslashes, and then when I type W, it types WERER, and like when I click backspace, it does open bracket plus, open bracket blah, 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 blah. It's a nightmare. I don't know what's going on with my laptop. I'm so upset because one night I just let it go on sleep mode, close it, and just put it there. Just put it right on the table, right? And then it apparently wasn't charging, and then now it's charging, and now that my keyboard is messed up, like I don't know what is going on. I really, really, really don't, and it's kind of concerning, because it's gonna be a little bit difficult if I can't do stuff on my laptop. But hopefully this TikTok position does well, because I won't be able to do. Hopefully, I won't be able to do DoorDash, and then I won't, in a good way, do DoorDash anymore. This will start paying for it, and then also, I'll be able to just like maybe buy a new laptop. I need to buy a new PC. That is my biggest goal, Nationers, is to buy a new PC. So, been grinding out for that. I tried DoorDashing a lot. Christmas came by, and then obviously this trip down to in January to there. So it's been kind of rough. And just everything going on. It's been just like a very long year already. 2023 has been a very long year. So, Nationers, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys have not already subscribed, make sure to hit that subscribe button and maybe hit that like button while you're down there. Nationers, I love you. I will see you guys in episode 52. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode of The Realest Podcast. Banner right behind me. Say hello to Sal. And I will see you guys later. 07. Peace.